Hey, this is a very impromptu video. We gotta talk about rejection. Let's be real, nobody likes getting rejected. I just got rejected from a club I applied to at Cornell, and I just heard back an hour ago from an email. I'm not gonna say which organization it is, but the fact of the matter is I got rejected. Initially when I got rejected, my first impulse was like, did they send it to the wrong person? Because I don't know about you, but my first instinct when I get rejected is I like to believe that it didn't actually happen and that it was a mistake, and I'm obviously just in denial. But after a while, after like 10 minutes have passed, I was like, well, I don't know what to do, because when I apply for a club, I will go to the edge of a mountain and take a giant leap of faith, no matter how big it is. And if I get accepted, I make it across the other mountain, a big jump. And if I don't, I will fall to the darkest depths and fail, because I won't say put all my eggs in that basket, but I will say I put 100% that I could into that to apply for it. I've only applied to one club at every semester I've been at Cornell. It's either I get in or I don't. I'm not going to apply to any other club if I don't get into one, because I had already planned my semester out and it's really that or nothing. So this semester it's nothing. The reason I'm making a video about this is I think a lot of people are probably going through rejection too, and really in those 10 minutes after I had gotten the rejection email, I had a lot of self-doubt. First of all, insecurities, like, was I not good enough? Was I not skilled enough? Like, what was it? I always tell my friends who get rejected, comeback is greater than the setback. But after a while, you know, I just prayed. And as I was praying, my friend called me and she just said some of the most uplifting words I didn't even realize I needed to hear, and it inspired me to make this video. The first thing she said is, it might not have been your fault. It might not have been anything personal at all. Sometimes clubs just might not be looking for sophomores. They might not be looking for girls. They might not be, you know, looking for a certain major. It reminds me of college admissions when, you know, sometimes people are looking specifically for engineers because they just opened a new engineering college, or, you know, sometimes these clubs already go in the semester with an idea of what kind of people they like, and it's not your fault if you don't fit that certain demographic for that semester. It's not personal. The second thing she told me is, don't forget why you applied to the club. And when she told me, you know, remember why you started, it doesn't change anything, that hit me hard, because she's right. This really doesn't change anything. It doesn't change my skills. It doesn't affect the day before me. It shouldn't affect the day after me, if not for more motivation. But I can still build and create the things that I wanted to in that club, even while not being part of it. And she is so right, because if I look back at a lot of the things I've created, from my YouTube channel to student organizations to whatever, like random stuff I've done, a lot of it has just been self-driven. I don't know about you, but for me it applies that I am just naturally a very like independent person. If I want something, I will get it. I will do things on my own. I don't need to depend on other people. And in those moments that I got rejected, I forgot about that. I just forgot all, you know, the good things. Your first impression is to take it personally, but I don't want to take this personally. I don't want to treat anybody who was in the club that I applied to any differently. Why should I? If there's anything I took away from that, it is genuinely that I applied to that club and I joined it because I saw a future for building things, building products that I still want to. And just because I didn't get in the club doesn't mean I should be salty, doesn't mean I should be bitter and, you know, like waste more of my mental energy on it. The fact of the matter is, I got rejected. It's over. I can't change anything. I can't apply to it anymore this semester. I'm not going to apply to it this semester anymore. I have to move on. There's no point in moping around. Yes, I think it was really good that I fell into that deep cave, but now I'm pulling myself up. It is the comeback, and right now I am just feeling so much more energized to think of the communities that I am part of that do value me, that do think I'm a good fit for that. Right now I just look back at the first club I applied to at Cornell, and I looked at the rejection email. I mean, it was a beautiful rejection email. What can I say? The reasons they told me that they didn't accept me is, number one, not because of anything personal, because they were impressed by my work, you know, it doesn't take anything away from me. It was just, number two, my style or whatever wasn't a good fit for that club. And number three, that team specifically did not look at people based on their prior experiences, but rather how they could grow and develop in that team. I don't know, I think I am generally a very headstrong person, and potentially it may have given off vibes that I'm more an individual or entrepreneurial mindset versus a team player. I don't know, I'm just speculating. This semester my friends and I are starting Cornell Creatives. We founded it from bottom up. Right now we have like 300 members, and our club is #1 built on like inclusivity. Anyone can join, everyone is welcome. We genuinely want anyone at any step of their creative journey to join us. No applications, because I personally don't believe like that's what creativity should be. The point is more turn failures into successes. Failure is really powerful because it makes you slow down. It makes you stop going full speed at that trajectory that you put yourself in, and makes you stop and think about what you really want. I really thought that this semester would be all about tech and engineering and working on these side projects that I had started, and I think right now what I'm leaning towards more is entrepreneurship, just because of the way that things worked out. And at my core, I cope with religion, and I think this is a good redirection for me, because I have really just been throwing myself into a lot of things, and now I really just need to sit, think about, you know, deeper questions like, what is my purpose? What do I really want to make most out of this year? What should I be doing? You know, not even like what do I want, but like what does God want? Like where can I work the most and be of most help? So I really appreciate rejection in that sense, because it really forces you to think about, now suddenly, what is worth your time? I've been talking to a lot of people who were like rushing business fraternities and joining business clubs, and I will say it's hard because, you know, the reason that people join these things often is for clout. In a school like Cornell, there are certain clubs that don't make it easy for you to enter. Like they really will weed you out to see who wants it the most. And yeah, I know there are advantages, and like if you do get in, you really get the best resources, but if you don't get in, it's kind of like, how is someone ever supposed to grow if nobody is mentoring them or supporting them or giving them these opportunities that they were promised in college? For me, I'm realizing that I don't have to fit a student organization or an existing one to do that. Like my friends and I started a new organization because we didn't think what we wanted fit into any category, and I hope you, I don't know if you're watching this and you're dealing with your own rejection, know that you have a lot of control and you don't have to fit whatever system you're in. It may seem like the only option because everybody around you is probably doing it, probably applying and trying to get the same jobs, internships, but have you ever stopped and thought that you could be doing this on your own? You can scavenge for your own resources. You can put together whatever you wanted to make. Find the people to do that. But I just want to encourage you that whenever you face obstacles, just question, why did I follow that measurement? Why do I have to be measured by their standards? Why can't I make my own standards? Or why can't I just not be measured or measure at all? That's why I love creativity. There's no measure. We all have our own fallbacks, and I think there's something beautiful in that and something worth sharing. So I encourage you to pick yourself up, talk to your friends, get some validation, get some reassurance, and just detach yourself from whatever you're feeling, because things will work out, but it's only if you keep an open mind. Look for friends you know who will remind you of who you are, remind you who you want to be, who you're capable of being, and before you know it, it'll be as if nothing happened, and you're just gonna enter your life with so much more zest for life and energy. And I really wish you the best on that. One of my favorite books is The War of Art, and it says, never forget that at any point in your life, you have the power to change your destiny. So do it now. Hello guys, it's morning now and I just woke up, but I heard back from the club for why I wasn't accepted, and I actually thought it was really valid and a big learning experience, so I just wanted to share that with you guys in case it'll help you in your own applications. And this actually made a big shift in my mindset. They gave me 3 reasons, but I'm going to talk about the first one because that was the longest reason, and it is definitely the reason I think that I didn't get accepted. And it is because of my time commitment. Because I hold top positions or C-suite positions already in other clubs, they were worried that they would overwhelm me, and because this club's a big time commitment, they expected members to be able to give at least 10 hours of work to really, you know, gain the most from the club. and work with people. So my initial thoughts when I heard that was I was a bit disappointed because it had felt like I wasn't given the chance to show that I could manage my time, and it felt like that was decided for me. The thing is, this semester I had prepared to account for this already in my extracurriculars. Like, I knew I didn't want to burn myself out, so I'd already planned a much lighter load for my classes, and I was ready to drop one of my extracurriculars to compensate for this if needed, because I was not gonna hustle mindlessly. But you know, then that decision was made for me and didn't get to show what I had hoped. Also, the big revelation for me is I talked to my siblings about this, and I was wondering, you know, is this like a common reason? And they were actually like, this is a very valid reason for not accepting somebody. Is number one, they won't have as much focus in the club as much as they'd like. An analogy to the workplace is, my brother said, when people ask about employees, they ask, are they full-time? Because the more full-time employees there are, the more commitment. It shows that people are really dedicated and focusing all their energy to that one organization. So that actually makes sense. My biggest takeaways from this is, number one, to really understand the team you're applying to and knowing their values. But of course, the most important thing is don't overcommit, because that is also a red flag. In retrospect, they probably did do me a big favor in being able to focus on the projects I had planned that I should maintain my role in. I'm really curious about what your thoughts are on this, and if you've had any similar experiences, or what were the reasons you got rejected from clubs and organizations. If you're open to share, I would love to hear about your experiences with applying to clubs. We're all students here, whether you're in high school or college or master's, or you've graduated and you're in the workplace. I'm sure you have some rejection story, and there's something you learned from that that has been essential to your current success. So please share that in the comments below. This video is purely reflective. It's not meant to throw shade or be bitter or be salty about the club, because I still love everyone on that club and it's a reason I applied anyway. Harboring negative emotions over a long period of time is only gonna hurt you and slow your own progress down from the things you want to achieve. So you can get over it as fast as possible. Talk to friends, rant, let it out, but at the end of the day, pick yourself back up and do things that only you were meant to do. I need to get to class, but I will see you in less than a week with another new video. Bye guys.